Hi friends, planning to buy and use a computer for your business? Before you jump right in and purchase a computer, there are a couple of things to consider. The first is type. In today's market, you can purchase a laptop for only slightly more than a desktop. You will have to determine what machine will best suit your needs. Laptops are great and offer a wealth of information at your fingertips at all times. There are internet accessible ports and Wi-Fi almost everywhere, and it is always nice to have access to price lists and formulas. On the other hand, if you plan to use a computer mainly to do bookkeeping and business correspondence, a desktop will do nicely. Initially, you could use your current family computer. Of course, if the family does not monopolize it on a regular basis. This may not work if the computer is located in a busy family area. A used computer may be another option. Large companies update their systems regularly and their hardware often has many years of life left for the small business owner. Make some calls to local industries and computer stores to see if any used computers are available. You may be surprised with the savings. Purchase software to meet your needs and you are in business. The next is space. If you are limited, the convenience of being able to put away the computer at the end of the workday may be worth the little extra money a laptop will cost. Internet uses is hard, if not impossible, in this business to generate leads with the internet, since most of what you do will be custom. But I found it helpful in some areas. Organizations. You can join interior design and small business organizations and participate in forums and discussions to stay current on the issues and trends. Also, by playing an active role, you may be able to make contacts that could lead to business. Email. This form of communication is quickly replacing couriers and postages and even the telephone for many people. It's a great time-saving way to keep in contact with your customers, and many manufacturers accept orders via the internet. Make the internet work for you. Search for an elusive item you may need for your client. Check on current availability of a product. Find online courses to further your design education. Stay up to date on current trends in colors, fabrics and furnishings. Designing a web page. Is it necessary for an interior designer to have a web presence? Think about it. Is it necessary for an interior designer to have a web presence? It depends on what you expect from it. Basically, there are two types of web pages, a business card site and a cyber store. Cyber store means a site that sells a product. The one you choose or whether you choose any at all will depend on your expectations from the web. So what is business card site? If you want to merely establish a presence on the web and not necessarily sell any product, then this is the site for you. On it, you would announce to the world, the web world, that you are in business and then give a general outline of the services and products that you offer. This approach comes in handy when advertising in the traditional sense, because customers can then use your web address to get more detailed information about you and your products. However, don't expect to increase sales drastically with this type of site. The biggest benefit to setting up a website like this is the image that you will portray to the general public. Establishing a web presence today is almost mandatory, compulsory, and those companies that do so will look more professional than their non-internet competitors. Having said that, it's important to understand that you don't need a site like this when just starting out. Your startup cost should be kept to a minimum in the beginning, and only when you are turning a profit should you consider a website, unless you plan to develop a site that actually sells product. Moving on. Cyber store. If you're planning to internet sales, or rather I can put it like this, if you're planning for internet sales to make up a portion of your yearly sales, then you will need a website that allows consumers to purchase those products online. To accomplish this process, your site will have to contain a catalog of your products, one, a shopping cart, and the ability to accept credit cards. There are many viable companies that sell home decor products online, but few that specialize in more than one. For instance, there are window covering online stores, carpet online stores, and furniture and fabric online stores, but none that successfully sell all interior design products. So if you plan to create an online store, it would be wise to select one product to concentrate on. Before doing so, be sure to visit the web and do some serious research to determine the competition and pricing structures in each category. The basics. It is possible to construct a website yourself by using one of the various software packages available on today's market. But if you are not technologically minded, you might have to hire a professional to do it for you. Plan to spend a few thousand rupees for the software if you are going to build a site yourself, or a few thousands if you plan to hire someone to do it for you. Next, you will have to determine which server will provide you internet access and calculate those costs into your startup budget. Plan to pay an internet service provider approximately 10,000 to 12,000 per year for hosting services. Try to find a host that offers free email so that your email address will match your website address, and it should be memorable. Samples. Samples are the lifeblood of your business. Without them, you could not sell your product and services. Each manufacturer produces books of samples that represent its various products in a designer fashion. You will use the sample to show color and help with the expression of your ideas. You should be able to fill in all of the blanks on the startup cost worksheet except for the one titled Fixtures and Equipment. Fixtures and Equipment. Included in this item are samples, and I will discuss them now. There is a sample book for every product that you sell. If you don't know what they look like, visit a home improvement store or a designer showroom and look around. You will be surrounded by carpet binders, fabric books, paint wheels, and multiple window covering sample books. Because you will be working out of your home, you will not be able to rely on the large vignettes and product displays that the larger stores do. You won't have their high overhead either. Instead, you will carry with you the samples of all the products that you sell. There are quite a few manufacturers or vendors for each product. Each manufacturer will be represented by a salesperson called a manufacturer's representative. It's that person's job to convince you that his or her manufacturer's line is better than the other guys. As a business owner, you will have to decide what companies you want to work with and what product best suits your and your client's needs. There are some products that are represented by several different manufacturers. Pricing and service will be the deciding factors in choosing your suppliers. Coming to sample books, the prices of sample books vary. Take for instance the window covering samples. The books can run about Indian currency 10,000 rupees from some manufacturers, but another one may decide to give them to you for free. Most of the time, it is left up to the sales representative to determine the distribution of the company's books. If you can convince sales representatives that you will sell a great amount of their product, they will be more likely to give you the book for free. Of course, that may be hard to do when just starting out in business. This is another argument in favor of working for someone else first. Not only will you get the experience you need, you will also get to know the sales representatives and increase your chances of not having to pay for their samples. If you still want to jump right in and you can't persuade any of the sales representatives to give you the books for free, keep trying. Keep trying. As your sales increase with them, they will be more likely to give you one for free every now and then. Smaller manufacturers are usually more liberal with their samples. Some manufacturers offer a sample rebate program. This program works just like coupons. It can be like receiving free samples if you use it correctly. When you buy a 10,000 rupees sample book from one of these manufacturers, you will also receive 5 2,000 rupees coupons. Every time you sell that product, you use one of the coupons when it's time to pay the invoice. All you have to do is sell the product 5 times and the book will be paid for. This is not only a good way to save money on sample books, it's also very motivational. One obstacle you may run into when purchasing samples is the sample plan. Some manufacturers insist that if you do business with them, you must purchase sight unseen pre-selected sample from them every month or so. Wallpaper and the larger fabric companies are notorious for this practice. The idea behind the plan is that you own a showroom and have plenty of room to stock their samples. These sample plans vary in cost, but I have seen them run anywhere from rupees 10,000 to 75,000 rupees per month. Obviously, it is not prudent for a home-based designer to work with these programs, but don't worry, there are other options. The most obvious is to not do business with these manufacturers. There are an abundant number of suppliers out there who are willing to sell to you on less stringent terms. The problem is that most of the companies that use sample plans are well known in the consumer marketplace. Because of this, some of your customers may request that you use a particular brand on their job. You don't want to have to outlay that kind of money on the off chance that one of your customers will request one of these products. On the other hand, you want to be able to accommodate their needs. Enter designer showrooms. That's the next point. A designer showroom is a privately owned business that sells products to designers at discounted prices. The showroom will generally carry a large selection of drapery fabrics, upholstery fabrics, wallpaper, carpet, wood and vinyl flooring, ceramic tile, hard window coverings, example mini blinds, vertical shutters and paint. Some of the most sophisticated showrooms will also carry or have access to lighting, furniture and accessories. Great, you say, why even bother to purchase my own samples? The answer is money. Although these showrooms are a terrific resource for a designer in a pinch, there is a price to pay. These showrooms are in business to make money, and that money comes out of your profit. Rather than selling you the product at a wholesale rate, they add a markup to everything that they sell. That means if you are doing a carpet job and would normally buy a piece of carpet for 1 lakh rupees from a manufacturer, you might have to pay up to 1,30,000 rupees for it at one of these showrooms. Since most of your bidding will be done on a competitive basis, the 30,000 rupees will come out of your pocket, not your clients. That means if you are planning on selling the job for 2 lakh rupees, let's say, and making a 1 lakh rupee profit, you are now down to 70,000 rupees profit. The use of designer showrooms sparingly can be a helpful tool to today's designer, but be smart and use them only when it's necessary. Gather all the information on each company you are considering and stack it in piles according to the product. For example, put all the window covering manufacturers in one pile, the carpet companies in another, and so on. Then fill out a chart for each type of product and determine which one will give you the best deal. The manufacturer should become your primary supplier. So friends, that's it for now. I'm now excitedly looking forward to connect with you in my next video. Till then, let's work together and achieve peace of mind, financial freedom, and a career for life. Thank you.